So last week I said we weren't quite done with the inside look at the criminal justice system in Madison County. Grendalyn spent a day on the bench in district court and she learned a lot. She arrived there around 8 a.m. but actually spent all day because there were so many people on the docket. We'll have her tell you all about it.
So what's big man Joe Staley doing? He's celebrating a touchdown he didn't score. The odds of a guy like Joe scoring a real touchdown are the same as 0. Worming his way out of here.
I actually sat on a Tuesday, and I got in and I had a few minutes before court started to speak with the judge. This was a district judge that I spoke with, but I'm sure that the case is circuit, district, whatever kind of judge you are. There is a big responsibility, and it takes an enormous amount of your time. This is actually a copy of the docket on the day that I was there. So this is how many people that we saw during that day. They are continually making judgments and looking at warrants and approving warrants, looking at evidence to see if search warrants are to be approved or to be denied based on documents that come before them. Not only search warrants, but also DVOs. Are they warranted? Are they not? Should they be approved? With a signature on a search warrant, that gives the police the ability to go inside someone's home. And so you want to make sure that the evidence that you've been presented so far warrants them to go in and completely disrupt a household. Everything I saw during the time that I was on the bench told me that these judges take this very seriously. And if the evidence is not there, they're not going to allow law enforcement into your home. A couple of inmates came in and it got a little tense between them, and the judge had to call them down and separate them. And, the courtroom is filled with bailiffs and other members of law enforcement to try to keep that in check. When I got to the back of the courtroom and sat down and pulled out my camera to take some pictures, I almost got waylanded. I mean, they were about to come after me and take me away. So they're very alert and know what's going on as far as, what you're supposed to be doing and what you're not supposed to be doing. And he was definitely doing his job that day because he caught me, even though I had permission to take the picture. I was absolutely there all day. Now, the day I went to, we had a morning docket, an afternoon docket, and also a drug court docket. Now, this is a docket just especially for people who've been placed in a program for drug court. It's a very special program to help people overcome addiction and to get back on the right track as far as, being an upstanding member of society. It's very strenuous. It's very taxing on the people, and it takes an enormous amount of commitment just to be able to complete it. Drug epidemic is seriously obvious. One of the things the judge told me was that probably 90% of the cases that we see are drug related. Just because it was a theft from Walmart doesn't mean it's not drug related. You steal something to sell that to get money to buy drugs. So in a lot of ways, these cases all come back to drug issues, unfortunately. The biggest takeaway, honestly, was the kindness and compassion I saw. I have asked questions since then to different people out in the community. Everyone that I talk to, now I'm not talking to murderers and I'm not talking to rapists, but I am talking to people in the community who have had, small issues with the law or even traffic or whatever. And everyone said, no, that's absolutely the everyday persona. That is not an act. That's not something that was put on. That's how it is every day in this courthouse.
Coming up next, we've got an inside look at ride-alongs in Madison County. For WBON-TV, I'm Marissa Hempel.